Welcome to virtual Brooklyn, Michigan, here to the virtual Michigan International Speedway. Tonight we have the SuperStar ARCA Cup regular season finale, race number 14 of season number 2. Tonight we'll see the 12 drivers that will race for the championship in a few next coming weeks. But tonight we have a little bit of different format than what we normally see. Normally we see qualifying all at once, and then we have some heat races to set the rest of the field. But tonight, every car, one at a time. So we're going to see each driver set their qualifying laps tonight. So it's going to be definitely an interesting, different format tonight, but it's definitely going to be a much longer qualifying process.
Yeah, a little different here. You guys get to see one car at a time. So I guess it's kind of better for the viewership as well as us, so we can focus on one driver at a time and not have 25, 35 plus drivers going all at once. So obviously an hour 45 minutes in qualifying, not gonna use up the whole hour 45 minutes, but anyways, first driver out on the racetrack is the East driver provisional. Not sure who that is quite yet.
Gregory Filson will be the first one out, as we do have our list. Do have a list in a certain lineup of drivers. First driver will be Gregory Filson for our East provisional, and then our final driver tonight will be Samuel Hoff. But Samuel Hoff will be getting an EOL to start tonight's race anyways, so but he's going to try and get that extra bonus point, so we'll see how that works out as well. So Thielsen now working 3 and 4, and all these drivers get one lap. They go straight out of the racetrack, so we'll see how this goes. But Thielsen going to run to the bottom of the racetrack to cut the apron as early as possible. Going to start his lap on the apron. We'll see how that works out for him. Down to the turn number 1. Going to get that really wide entry. Going to try and pin it down as much as possible. Oh, but Thielsen's going to get into the wall off of turn 2, and that's going to send him down the racetrack. That will invalidate his lap time, because this is a qualifying session, so Thielsen not going to be able to set a lap.
I might as well just keep going. Don't want to at least get some more practice, half corner or so, but coming across the line, we'll see what the lap time would have been. It would have been a 39.804, but obviously not the count.
Now Jared Skinner will start his lap now. He's off at turn number 4. It'll be a little bit different because he did cross the line. Just how many drivers you have tonight, so he'll end up having one extra lap. But here comes Jared Skinner, crosses the line there, starts his lap. It's that lap of a 1 minute 39 seconds, but good deal there. But Jared Skinner, good line down to the bottom, right on that yellow line, wrapping that bottom off at turn number 2 now, down the back straightaway. We try and put up. Not entirely close to the wall, because the wall arrow will pull you back just a little bit. So you're just gonna go try it down into 3. Pretty wide entry. Just gonna try and keep it under that first seam here, probably. Just slide up a little bit. Gonna get tight up the racetrack. Gonna keep it out of the wall. Because you gotta do it a solid lap for Jared Skinner there. We'll see where that puts him by the end of the qualifying. But at 39.016 for Jared Skinner.
To be a 39 flat for him. As next on the racetrack, Alan Kennedy coming off of turn number 4, that 6 machine.
Alan Kennedy coming through 3 and 4, 1 and 2 here. See what he does compared to Jared Skinner.
Oh, in the wall! And
in the wall.
That's going to be invalidated right there. Just pushing a little bit too much. Off turn number 2. We'll take a replay of that one.
They just kind of get all that team. These drivers seem to be very struggling with tightness tonight. Got up in the wall, just bounced it off the wall there, but now he completes his lap. So Alan Kennedy out on the racetrack will complete his lap. Coach Striker going to be the next driver out on the field of that out on the track of that 38 car. See what he can do, but currently only one time still on the board as we have 3 drivers go through. two of them getting into the wall, invalidating their lap. So we'll see how Chris Steiger, where he will go. And he beat Jared Skinner. Up at the top, into 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, drivers just pushing as hard as they can. It's probably why we see two of the first three drivers getting to the outside wall, especially off of turn 2. But not a problem here for Swagger.
Down in the turn number 3, a little bit higher up on the racetrack, kind of running the middle of the high lane here. We'll see how that works out for him. Good off turn 4. Looked pretty good. Didn't look like he didn't get tight. Just kind of held that middle lane perfectly. Pretty high up on the racetrack here, 3/4. I think just trying to get a solid lap in at 39.466. That will go P2 on the board for now. Next driver on the racetrack will be Tim McBasketball in that 93 machine.
One of the fan favorites here.
Down in the turn number 1, big lift down in the 1, gonna get it down, point down the racetrack a little bit. Looks like he's gonna get a little tight off the corner, but keeps it plenty of off the wall, should be just fine. Looks like a very solid lap so far for McBasketball. Down the back straightaway. Just send it down to the 3. We'll see if he runs the middle lane or higher lane, kind of like Schweiger did. Down in the turn number 3 and 4, gonna get it right down on the bottom, keep it under that first seam. So you see a lot of drivers keep speed here at Michigan, but now down to the line, Tim McBasketball, 39.490. That will put him P3 on the board. So not a very fast lap compared to Jared Skinner. Jared Skinner, really fast lap out there, but Jim McBasketball, he'll start third. He'll be third for now, but still a lot more drivers to go.
Yeah, I think right now until we have 29 or so drivers, 30 drivers or so in the session, so 5 of them have went so far. So down the back straight go is Dan Reberark. Also, this single car qualifying kind of gets people to showcase their talent and whatnot, and usually in the race sometimes they're only focusing on certain drivers up front, possibly in the mid-pack, but here in qualifying everyone really gets to put on a show here, as well as cross the line. 39.275, that puts him second right now behind Jared Skinner.
Timothy Presley, next driver out on the racetrack, sitting up there in 3 and 4, right up against the wall though. See how that works out for him. Could pull him back just a little bit. We'll see what Timothy Presley dives it down to the apron right at the start. So we're seeing a lot of different lanes of drivers as well. Drivers using the apron to start their lap, but kind of staying above the apron. Also, a much wider arch going to the corner, but Timothy Presley down in the turn 1 looks very good. Got the car pointed a little bit, but it loses the front nose of the corner. Has to really get out of the gas. It needs to get into the wall barely. Maybe could have got lucky there. Maybe not invalidated a lap, but we'll see how that works out for Timothy Presley.
Through 3 and 4. He's coming across the line this time by. Will his lap be invalidated? It's cross the line. It's going to be a 39.5. That would put him in 5th place. But it looks like his lap time is invalidated.
That wasn't a valid lap time.
Yeah.
So take the Pratt, the next driver out on the racetrack, the 52 machine. Take Brett down the front straightaway. Alexa, stay up high to start the lap. It's very tight again, so these drivers seem to be very struggling with tightness in the race car, getting very tight out on the racetrack. They keep it down the back straightaway. Take the Pratt looking. I'm going to try and bolt his way into the top 2, hopefully.
Off of turn 4 he goes. Tracking good so far. Looks pretty good through that lap. Gonna cut across on the white line. Coming across the line. Not fastest, but he'll blow the 2nd place ahead of Dan Reberark.
Okay, 39.178 for Tate Lupret. Dylan Lamp, the next driver out on the racetrack. Dylan Lamp now across the line to start his lap. Good line through 1 and 2. It looks like a little bit much more tidier line. Keeps it down off the racetrack. Keeps it pretty much clear off that wall for now.
Nice, 3 and 4. Running that inside line. Really cut off the exit there. Did not let the car go wide, but he's not going to use the trial there as 39.3. That puts him in 4th.
4th place lap for Dylan Lamp there, 39.386. Only driver that's at a 3, so pretty much about a 10th between each driver so far. Next driver out of the racetrack will be out of the racetrack. It is down to turn 1. It'll be Zachary Tyler, 20 machine.
Very tough for turn 2, and then the outside wall.
That's another driver to get into the inside wall, and he's gonna forfeit the lap here. So this gets it, just pulls it out onto the apron. So next driver on the racetrack, Christopher Busch. Next up will be Jordan Evans, Travis Beer, and Albert Lopez will be the next 3 drivers out on the track. Assuming they are in the session. Christopher Busch now off of turn number 4. Pretty low exit to start the lap. Down to turn number 1. Looks pretty tight. Might have to get out of it again.
Ooh, that was close to off of turn 2, but good exit. I don't know if he had to lift too much. But down the back straight he goes into turn 3 and 4. Can anyone beat Jared Skinner's lap time with 39 flats? A 39, pretty much even there for him. Coming off turn 4, Christopher Busch looking good. Gonna cut down on the white line. No, actually won't. He's gonna stay up top. He goes up the second.
087. They'll put P2 for Christopher Busch. Turn 1 and 2 didn't look very great, but it was good enough, and he actually was a much better lap. Still sits P number 2. So Albert Lopez next out on the racetrack. Down to the turn number 1 and 2 here. Looked pretty good, but maybe a little bit too early on the racetrack. They go up the racetrack just a little bit off of turn number 2. Solid, keeps it off the wall, down the back straighter. We'll see what Albert Lopez could do. Top speed of 190 miles an hour as he enters turn 3. Enters turn 3 up of the high lane. They're trying to get a big late arc, a late apex down through 3 and 4. We'll see if that works out for Lopez, but down off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Lopez coming to the line. We have 39.699. That will be the slowest lap currently on the board. That'll put him P8.
Not the qualifying run he probably wanted here tonight, but Michigan, this kind of a big track like Michigan, gonna be a little drafty, might be a little bit of a packed race, so you know, track position might not be the most important thing, but still, you rather have good track position than bad track position.
Yeah, especially we saw East here a few weeks back, so that allows some of these drivers to kind of get a little bit of that East driver get a little bit of practice. Gregory Hielsen. They saw it was a lot of drafting. They had a lot of incidents towards the end of that race. We'll see how this tonight goes, if it'll be kind of a similar race, but Michael James off of turn 4 coming to complete his lap. 23 machine will cross the line with a 39.317. That will put him P5 currently on the board.
Yeah, not sure the track has gotten slower. Maybe there's definitely a possibility since we have a longer break in between each car compared to when we have group qualifying kind of with the 5-minute session. It kind of drags out the session. It's already been 15 minutes. The weather could easily have changed, a little bit hotter, a little bit cooler as well. But usually track temp changes. Big lift there from Brian Marshall off of turn number 2. Could slow him down quite a bit.
See down on the 3. See a little bit of time back maybe for lost in 1 and 2. Gets right on that yellow line. Honestly, could have helped the car rotate a little bit pretty low exit. That's typically the better. We'll see Brian Marshall coming to the line on the 64 machine. We'll cross the line, 39.141. That will put in P3 on the charts. So Brian Marshall completes his lap. Nate Ball gets the next driver out on the racetrack. So they are going backwards from points. So this is how the metric was set in a way. But Nate Ball gets down into turn number 1 and 2.
Seems like he got a pretty good exit off of turn 2, not big lift, but actually was all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack on the back straightaway. Not sure if he really wanted to do that too much. I mean, very interesting line there.
Off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Bogus coming to the line to complete his lap at 39.144. Put P4 on the charts now. Next up will be the 95 of Alex McQueen. Alex McQueen on the outside looking in. I believe the last driver that is possible to make it 125 points out of the cut line. Gonna need a lot of help tonight and also a very dominant performance. So we'll see if Alex McQueen can put himself up front in that early spot with this qualifying lap. Oh, he's hitting the wall already, and that's gonna invalidate the lap. Big mistake from Alex McQueen, so that will no doubt put him towards the back of the field. So off of turn number 4, Alex McQueen going to complete the lap.
Next driver on the racetrack, Jimmy Geikis.
Jimmy Geikis starts his lap. Another driver outside looking in for tonight, but this time 119 points back, so still going to need a little bit of help. A really dominant performance. Geikis blinks out a little bit through 1 and 2 there. Off at turn number 2, pretty low exit. That might be very good. We saw a lot of these drivers getting tight, and building tight typically kind of hurts the speed a little bit. So Jimmy Geikis down to the 3, really fast speed of 192 miles per hour. This looks like a very good lap from Jimmy Geikis. Is it going to be enough for the pole? A very good turn 4, all the way up the racetrack, using all the racetrack he can. Dives down to the apron. Jimmy Geikis to the line. 39.066. That will put a P2 on the board.